Hey guys, it's Ryan. I'm here to talk to you about some sports today. I'm gonna call this show the Sports Life because sports are a big part of my life. I love them. I live them. This whole pandemic thing has kind of slowed me down a little bit from being able to enjoy them, but here I am. We are heading into straight into the basketball talk. We're gonna start with the NBA. A lot of good action going on right now. Everybody's kind of in a spot where they're getting healthy or they're rested. They had 4 months off. A lot of good games going on right now. So, with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to pick my two winners I think will win the West and East. Um, as of right now, I think the Lakers are the best team in the West. I think they will win. I think with all 14 teams that made it out to Orlando, to the bubble, still having a shot to make the playoffs, which is just insane to me. That the Sacramento Kings are 3.5 games back, and that's the mark to get into a playoff situation. And they're the lowest seed there. So I think the Lakers will probably win the West. I think LeBron has got that team rolling right now. With that being said, I do believe teams like Houston, who have Russell Westbrook, who is one of the best all-around players in the game right now. He is a very, very, very talented athlete, and you've also got James Harden, who has actually tried to start playing defense. He's actually started to be a contributor on other sides of the ball besides just scoring. That team is one team I think could give the Lakers problems. I also think the Nuggets, who are playing some pretty good ball right now, they could give the Lakers some trouble. And I'm not as big on the Clippers as I think I should be. They're kind of hit or miss right now, and I know we just started back up. We've only got 3, 4 games in, 5 games in, but we've only got 3, 4, 5 games left before playoffs, and so I think it's that time where it's go time. You've got to start playing good basketball, and to me, they just haven't looked that great just yet. Um, I also think my team, the Thunder, who the Lakers actually play today, I think they could give them a good run. The Thunder, they're very well coached. Billy Donovan, he's gotten a lot of grief over the years, but he's a very, very talented coach. He is got this team right where they need to be. Chris Paul is probably the best floor leader of this generation. He might be one of the best of all time. He's at least a top five floor general. Not player, floor general. He's all around player. He knows his stuff. He knows how to get his team motivated. He's got young guys. He's teaching. Lots of good things coming out of the Thunder. So there's good hope for that. Now, I do believe that Utah could present some problems. I don't think they're going to be that much of a problem. And then you got the bottom of the list, which I don't think Memphis is going to be able to hold on to that 8 seed where they're at right now. They're kind of banged up. They lost Jonathan Isaac and Jarrett Jackson. They keep losing players, and so they're really in a tough spot. I think Portland's going to catch them for that 8 seed. Portland's playing really good ball. You got Melo, who's actually looking like classic Melo, not dropping 30 points a game, but he's contributing in a lot of ways. So lots of good things going on. I do have to say that I don't think Zion Williamson is the greatest player like everybody thinks. He's athletic. He's very athletic, very gifted athlete. But I don't think he's got what it takes to get the Pelicans into the playoffs. I don't think the Pelicans have what it takes to get to the playoffs. I don't think San Antonio, you got the best coach of all time. But I don't think they've got enough firepower to get to where they need to be. And Phoenix is there. They're right there. They're rising. But yet again, they're just not quite there yet. They're getting there, though. So with that being said, yes, I think the Lakers will win the West. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think every single game matters, um, especially right now. Yes, they clinched the number one seed already, but every game matters. Um, all right, so I gotta talk about the East. We got Milwaukee, who is hands down the best overall team in the East. Um, Bucks are they've got Giannis, who is just a freak athlete. He is amazingly talented. He's a good floor leader. He can pass the ball. He can rebound. He can block shots. He's all over the place for you. I do think Milwaukee will hang on to win the East this year. Now, that two seed there, that Toronto Raptors team, they're looking pretty sharp, and I wouldn't put it past them to do exactly what they did to the Bucks last year. They came in and pretty much took control, and that's what led them to an NBA championship. They are a very, very, very talented team. Fred Van Fleet is becoming a good scorer. Um, you got Siakam, who is a good all around player. Kyle Lowry, who is actually a really good point guard. He's just kind of coming out of his shell. Um, Ogabayo, he is a great athlete as well. So they are going to be a tough team to beat. That's for sure. I think the Bucks will actually pull ahead. I do. There's another team out there, Miami, who is looking really good. They won without Jimmy Butler last night. They're superstar. They won without him. Um, I don't know what else you can say about that because they're here. They're here to play. So now the Celtics, I'm not going to put it past them. They could be a challenge. I just don't think they've got enough in them to make a good run. Um, they might surprise me, but since we've restarted basketball, they haven't looked that great, and I don't see them making a decent run at all. And you kind of get to more the bottom of the East. It's no. Orlando would be a team that could possibly present some problems, but they're super streaky. If they get going, if they start making every single shot, they're going to be tough to beat. But without that consistency, it's just not going to happen. Brooklyn's really banged up. They're missing about 10 players right now. So I think they'll probably get swept out of the first round. And then Washington, the ninth team that made it to Orlando, they're done. They're not even going to make a challenge to anybody. So, with that being said, the West is still the dominant league. The East will definitely present some problems. So it's going to be really close. I'm curious to see how the West kind of finishes up seeding. Obviously got the battle for 8, and then you got 2 through 7, who anybody could end up at 2, who anybody could end up at 7. So, very fun to watch. Very, very entertaining basketball going on right now. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go into. I'm going to talk about golf. We have the PGA Championship this week, which I know you guys don't think me as probably a big golf fan, that people who know me, but I've predicted the winner of the Masters the last 3 years, and I have not put any money on it. I'm a little disappointed in myself for that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to put money on it, but I will make a prediction. I think Tiger Woods is going to win the PGA Championship this week. I think he's been practicing. He's been doing all the right stuff. He's ready. He's looking like Tiger. If he stays healthy, his back doesn't give out on him, Tiger Woods will win this week. I think it'll be a good game. I think Dustin Johnson will probably give him a good run. I think Brooks Koepka will probably give him a good run. I don't believe he's going to lose. He's chasing Jack. He's after Jack. He's going to get Jack. This might be the week he gets there. Or he at least ties him, I believe, this week. So, a little fun there. Now we're going to talk about boxing. You guys know there's kind of a joke fight about to start. It happened September 12th between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson, 53 years old. Roy Jones, I believe, is 49. They have an 8-round exhibition fight that's going to happen on September 12th. I'm excited for this fight. I think it is good for the sport of boxing. I think it's good for fighting. I think Mike Tyson will absolutely destroy Roy Jones, but hey, you never know. There's just a lot of good things that could come from this. I mean, we could have like an old man league and everybody, all that old school heavyweights come back, and that would be awesome. It'd be so much fun to watch. So I'm excited about that. I think Mike Tyson would definitely murder Roy Jones. They both look like they're in good shape. They both look like they've been training hard. Lots of good things can come from that. So I'm excited. All right. Now I get to actually talk about the upcoming football season. I'm very excited about this season. I'm glad it's happening. I think that those Washington teams kind of need to get their stuff together because, the Washington football team, not the Redskins anymore, if you guys haven't heard, the Washington football team, they're going to probably be the worst team in the league. They are a very, very much disaster of an organization right now. And so, their team name says it all. But I'm going to predict a winner from each division. I think that it's something that I like to do each week is I'll come out and I'll predict something just kind of crazy. This week, I think I'll do the NFL who wins each division. And I'm going to start out with the AFC East. I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to win that division. I think the Patriots they've lost 10 players opting out. They've lost Tom Brady. Yes, I know he's older now. He doesn't have the arm he used to. He's still Tom Brady. I think the Buffalo Bills are there. They looked good last year. They have a defense. They believe in their quarterback. They believe in their running game. I believe that they will get it done. I think the Buffalo Bills finally take the AFC East. New England will probably win about 8 games or so, and that's not bad. But I don't think they're going to be that great. And yes, Cam Newton is up there at New England, but is Cam Newton going to stay healthy? Can Cam Newton become the guy he was at Carolina for all those years? And that's going to be something that's kind of going to be up to him. So we'll see. Now I'm going to go over to the AFC North. I think that's Baltimore's division. I think that's going to be a good division. I think Lamar Jackson is a straight baller. I think he's going to go out and do what he does best. Just go out there, run the ball, give a few passes down the field. He's got plenty of talent around him. Got a couple of my boys from OU up there, the Hollywood Brown. I mean, he's got some talent. So I do believe Baltimore still wins that division. I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland make it close. I'm gonna say Baltimore probably wins about 12 games. Pittsburgh, Cleveland probably win 10, and they might be fighting for a playoff spot. So I think that's definitely going to be a good division. Cincinnati, I don't think Joe Burrow is the Lord and Savior that Cincinnati believes he is. He is a gifted athlete. He had a great season last year, but he had so much talent around him last year. He had receivers that were 6'6", 6'7", tight end who's Randy Moss's son. He's just a running back who's in the league. He just had talent, and I don't think he's going to get that with Cincinnati. I mean, he's got AJ Green and Joe Mixon. That's about it as far as his offensive skills. So we'll see. I might be wrong. Cincinnati could pose a problem, but I don't see it. All right, so next one, we got the AFC South. That's going to be a toss-up between Houston and Tennessee. Tennessee looked good last year. Tennessee's run game was dominant. They smacked the Ravens around in the playoffs. They looked like a team to be reckoned with last year. I think, however, though, Houston wins the division as long as Deshaun Watson stays healthy. If Deshaun Watson doesn't stay healthy, Tennessee wins the division. So overall, I actually think I would take Tennessee to win that division. Tannehill's good, got it going. Derrick Henry's a bad dude on the football field, so I think Tennessee will take it. All right. So the next one we've got the AFC West. Not really a challenge there. I think Kansas City has it. I think Mahomes is the best player in football right now. I think he is the most talented player in football right now. And Denver and the Raiders and the Chargers, they don't pose a threat. They don't have anybody to pose a threat to. So Kansas City's got that. They'll probably win 13, 14 games easily. But yeah, I would actually see them probably competing for another Super Bowl as well. All right, now we get to go talk about the NFC. I'm gonna start with the East. I'm gonna start with that Washington football team. They don't have a good quarterback. They don't have a good run game. They're not winning anything. They might be the worst team in the league this year. Actually, they will be the worst team in the league this year. I will call that right now. They are not a good organization right now, that's for sure. The Giants, I think they made a lot of the right good moves, such as, getting Saquon better and healthy, but I don't see them posing a threat. I really think Philly could win the division. They have talent around them. They got Carson Wentz and their backup's Jalen Hurts. We know he can run the ball. He can't throw the ball, but he can run the ball. But really and truly, I think Dallas should win that division. There's no reason and yes, Dak Prescott isn't that great a quarterback, but there's no reason with that much talent on the receiving end, that much talent on the running game. There's no reason Dallas should not win that division. I hate to say that because I know a couple of Eagles fans, but Dallas is not winning, or Philly's probably not winning. Dallas will probably win. If they don't, then time to get rid of Dak because there's no reason at all they should lose. All right. So the NFC North, that's a fun division. Chicago could pose a problem. I don't see it. It kind of depends on who wins out the quarterback competition between Foles and Trubisky. If Foles wins, Chicago will be a problem. They have good defense still. Foles can stay healthy, they will be a threat. Detroit's Detroit. They'll win 8 games. Stafford will get hurt. That's the Detroit football team for you. That's what they do. Detroit Lions, artist of the 8-game win seasons. Green Bay, they went 13-3 last year. Really good season. Made it to the NFC Championship. I think they win the division. I think they probably win it pretty soundly. I don't think that as long as Aaron Rodgers is on that team, that they really have that many problems. Now, they did draft Jordan Love, which could cause some quarterback controversy. But really and truly, that's Aaron Rodgers' team. I think they win that division. Minnesota is... no. I think Chicago's better than Minnesota in that division, so we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. This might be the most fun division, the NFC South. There is 4 teams here who could all win the division. All could throw a huge competition to it. All 4 teams could win 10 games. Very well could. I think the Saints win the division. I actually think the Falcons will be second, and I think Brady and his Bucks will be third. Um, the Saints, I mean, too much talent. You got Drew Brees, one of the best in the game of all time. Sean Payton knows how to run an offense. They've got a solid defense. You've got Michael Thomas, who is the best receiver in the league right now, and it's just they've got too much talent. It's the Saints' time. It's time for them to get over the hump. Atlanta, I think Matty Ice is bound for a good season. He hasn't had one in a couple of years, pretty much since they went to the Super Bowl. So he's due for one. Him and Julio have been slacking the last couple of years. It's time for them to get back on track. I think they ended up winning quite a few games, fighting for a playoff spot. Now the Bucks, Tom Brady and the Bucks. You've got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk. They've got weapons, but does Tom Brady have the arm to get it to these weapons? These are deep threats, not post guys. They don't want to run short routes. These guys are going vertical every single time. I don't know if Brady still has that kind of arm. Yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I don't know if the Bucks have enough to do it. I just don't think they do. I'm one of those few people who thinks the Bucks will end up third in their division. Just barely over Carolina, I might add. Carolina with first-year head coach. We watched him, what he did with Baylor. He's a very good coach, very disciplined coach. He does, he's got Teddy Bridgewater coming in as his quarterback, which that's solid. You're not going to miss or gain anything that way. You're not gaining any athleticism or anything, but you're gaining a solid quarterback. He likes to check the ball down quite a bit, but hey, safe play gives you 3 or 4 yards every game, and you'll win the game. So, I think McCaffrey might be one of the best running backs. But I don't think Carolina's just quite there. They will be back soon, though. All right, so the NFC West. That's going to be a toss-up division, too. I think Seattle is the best team. I think they will probably win that division. I think that is going to be Arizona, the Rams, probably kind of win 8, 9 games each. Niners probably win about 11, and the Seahawks probably win 12, and that's going to be the difference. I think it's going to be a good battle. I think Russell Wilson has just enough experience to finally get them over that hump they've been in and get them, probably close to a Super Bowl. Of the NFC, I would fear the Seattle Seahawks the most right now. Especially if they go out and they sign Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon, if those guys would actually stay, away from trouble and just away from being ridiculous, they could really, really pose a huge problem. All right. Now I get to talk about the college game just a little bit. I won't take too much more of you guys' time, but just something that it's kind of, well, we all know the coronavirus is not going anyway anytime soon. So, with that being said, our college football seasons are kind of in jeopardy. Most conferences have gone to conference only. The Big 12, where my boys are, the Sooners, they have gone to. They can play non-conference games, but they have to come to their home stadium. So it's been kind of a weird situation. We get to play Missouri State, but we lose out on Tennessee and Army, and going to West Point, having a blast up there, and it's it is ridiculous. Well, we all know this isn't going away anytime soon. So, with that being said, there's been games that have been canceled that have gone on for hundreds of years. Rivalries, if you're going to just conference only, you miss out on some of those. Some like the ACC, the SEC, like Kentucky and Louisville, who've gone on forever. Georgia Tech, who played for like 90 years, I believe I saw. Florida State, they're not playing this year. South Carolina, North Carolina is not playing this year. It's just insane what this virus has actually impacted with us, and hopefully we get over this soon. Hopefully we can get back to normalcy because it's really affecting us, and I'm ready to get back to actually being able to watch sports, be able to enjoy life. College football is my favorite sport. I love the competition in there. I love how much fun it is. I love the playoffs. I just love it all. I hate that Alabama and Clemson are always there, but that's because I'm a Sooner. But I am glad they are still doing a season. I think the world needs this right now. We all need to have something we can kind of look at and say, okay, this is what 2020 was worth. This is fighting for what we're fighting for 2020. And I think sports is a good way to look at that. All right. Well, that kind of wraps up my talk for the day. We do have a Thunder Lakers game in 30 minutes, and you better believe I will be watching that. Looks like right now that Denver and San Antonio are knotted up pretty close, 89 in the third. Utah took care of Memphis, and it looks like Philly's taking care of Washington as far as the update on the NBA. I will say this. I didn't really talk about baseball yet. I kind of want to see how it plays out. I'm a Cardinals fan, and then we've only got to play 5 games so far because of this. I really hope baseball stays alive. I hope everything stays alive as far as sports. I'm glad the NBA is off. I'm glad this is going great. With that being said, this is my show. I'm sorry it's a little kind of black and white right now. I'm kind of just getting started on this. I like to do these at least once a week, maybe more. I'll get on here and I'll just voice some of my opinions. I'll make an upset pick every week from now on of some sort. This week, I'm just going to go ahead and do it today. I will take my Thunder over the Lakers. That'll be my upset today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I like talking. I like talking sports. So thank you guys, and look forward to you guys tuning in for me.